offices, we're not manufacturing things here. So I know that a lot of industries do use metrics, but I mean, the town is really a service industry, if you will. You know, we offer some very limited services, and the offices that are staffed here are really reactive offices. The assessor's office is here to meet with folks coming in and talk about their assessments, the clerk's office provides service, day service, so on. So, I just think we need to keep that in mind. You know, we're not manufacturing things here. We're really here to receive the residents and provide them the information and resources that they need when they walk in the door or call here for different things.
Absolutely, I mean, I agree. I mean, we are here to service the town, and the owners of the town we call, or the business we call Princetown. So I am in absolute agreement with you. But again, just to, you know, I think everybody reads the paper and Wall Street and the world and the economy going, there's going to be pressure on the towns soon. Maybe not first quarter, second quarter. I'm feeling real confident by third quarter. The 2% tax cap is going to put a lot of pressure on us. It just will. But anyway, that's my resolution for, or my proposals for 12-04. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Who made the motion?
I do.
Who's?
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Councilman Jazinski?
Yes.
Councilman Esposito?
Yes.
Councilman Edwards?
Yes.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes. Okay. Carol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Resolution 12-05, again, there's 5 proposals as part of the resolution. So I'm proposing that Carol McLean be appointed as registrar at the end of the salary of $100 per year, with a term ending 12/31/12. Registered deputy, I'm gonna struggle here a little bit, but I think that's your
Registrar
part, right?
deputy, you actually don't have it to do anything.
That's yours, right?
The deputy registrar are the 2 deputy town clerks, and that actually is through the state, so we're registered at the state, and it's a 4-year term. So,
Oh, so they're already done, right?
it's already done, this board doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, I was just kinda, I put it in there just because I saw it on the,
Right, and I understand that, that's
Okay.
fine, but that is through the state and it's done for, so, we could just take that if you want.
Perfect.
Put on
Yeah, appreciate it. Deputy town clerk, resolved that the appointed deputy town clerk position to be appointed at an hourly rate of $18.04 per hour, not to exceed 232 hours, or $4,185.28 for a term ending 6/30/12. I am also proposing that the records management office, that Carol McLean, again, be reappointed, I guess, records management officer for a term ending 6/30/12. And the final part of this resolution is the web administrator. I'm proposing that Mr. Tim Bishop be appointed web administrator at an hourly rate, and this is a note I had to scratch on the side here, so sorry. At an hourly rate of $25, not to exceed $1,575 for a term ending 6/30/12.
Records management officer is fine on here, but actually it's also inherent in the job, but I think you picked it up off of another one. It's in town law,
Okay,
but it can stay, just information.
thank you. So, again, kind of going along the same lines here, a lot of stuff, as Carol indicated, the registrar, the records management, that's already closed. The deputy registrar is already in place. Tim Bishop, I'm proposing, and I do have his and I can share it, I will share it if you guys want me to. He did send me a request for his resume, so he's got quite the background as an IT type, that's his profession, and that's what he does well. His resume was pretty impressive. I'll get you a copy.
I mean, he's been our web administrator in the past. I wasn't on the board then. I think Bob might be the only one who was on the board at that time, so he had been in that position. I'm not sure why he's not currently. I wasn't on the board then, I don't think. Do you have any feedback, Bob, from your time when he was here?
To be honest with you, I really don't recollect as to why. I mean, I remember he was working for us, but just what happened as far as where he went or why he was no longer with us, I really don't recall that, to be honest with you, Todd.
You want to research that at all before you follow with that plan, or?
Well, the tough part is, unfortunately, I did receive a resignation letter from the current web administrator, so, I mean, we can put it out if you want. I'm pretty confident in Mr. Bishop. Any thoughts?
I'm fine.
Something we want to look to outsource?
I don't know, if I'm gonna ask our attorney here. So, the short answer is yes, at some point I would like to consider that. I don't think I'm prepared to expand on that thought at this moment. I think the answer is gonna be yes. I would like to do that. As a matter of fact, and I don't know if I can jump ahead or not, but if you actually look at the last page, there's one of his subcommittees, Todd, and of course I'll ask your help. As a matter of fact, you can share if you want. I'm asking for a team or a committee to put together to kind of redo our website, more like an IT thing. My thought is that, although we appreciate what Tim is doing for the video, he can probably still keep doing it, but I'd like to be able to upgrade the website to include not only the audio tapes, but also I'd like to put the videos on the website. Plus expand it so, again, we can put different links to different positions. We can put a lot more data on there. So I'm looking to put a committee together, so this kind of falls back to your suggestion there of outsourcing. So I'm gonna ask, the website design committee to work with Digital Towpath, go out, look at other sites, put together some thoughts, bring it back to the board, saying, hey, this is what we can do, here's some dollar figures, there's not a lot of effort, can we do in stages, the whole thing, so. But I think I guess my immediate concern is to get somebody in a position so we continue to put our website, our meeting minutes, et cetera, up on the board.
I hear it. My only concern is exploring any historical experience with that particular candidate in that position, and if it has any relevance on your appointment, that's all.
So sorry, say it again?
I guess my only comment would be that since the person you're proposing has been in that position and currently is not, is it that there be some research done on, you said you have a resume, but on his resume, I'm assuming it's gonna say he held that position, so I'm assuming we have some ability to research that and get some credible experience from his time spent there before we make a decision. Just think it's logical, that's all. But we have a meeting in 3 weeks or weeks.
Yeah, a month.
4 weeks, a month.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty comfortable with Mr. Bishop, but again, it's a team event here, so.
Right, I think Tim has experience and he certainly has a technical side to get the job done.
Do we have a motion then, I guess, for resolution 1205?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Councilman Myers?
Abstain.
Councilman Jazinski?
In favor?
Councilman Esposito?
Yes.
Councilman Edwards?
No.
Supervisor Joyce?
Yes. Okay, Cal?
Oh, I'm fine.
I just want to make sure.
I know, I'm not paying attention. Yes, I'm fine. Jill made the motion. And Lou seconded it.
Resolution 1206, again, we have a 3-6 items to discuss here. Court clerk, deputy court clerk, court steno, water commissioner, water operators, and water clerk. So I'll go through each one of them a little bit. Again, along the same vein of measuring, discussing salaries, drive efficiencies, et cetera. So we continue to support Michelle Van Wert as the court clerk at a salary of $13,333.58 for a term ending on 6/30. Again, in line with the rest of our thoughts here, measure, define it, measure it, and see if we can find some efficiencies. Deputy clerk, again, we support, I support, and I propose, maybe that's maybe a better way to say it, Rebecca Seeley to be appointed as the assistant deputy court clerk at a rate of $18.04 per hour, not to exceed 676 hours, nor exceed $12,195.04 for a term ending 6/30. The court steno, where's Michelle? It's there, I put it on, leave it there, and I guess,
We haven't made it a court steno in a long time now because we are using the digital recordings. So it pretty much, we've only needed it in a case where an attorney would request it.
so we should leave it on there in case you have to,
Yes, in case we need it.
yeah, okay, good deal. So the court steno, we just talked about $40 per hour. Water commissioner, again, I propose that we continue to support Mr. George Mead as the water commissioner at an annual rate of $40,685. And I also propose that Mr. Doug Cole at a rate of $110 an hour for McDonald Engineering be appointed as a substitute water commissioner in Mr. George Mead's absence for the year ending 12/31/12. Water operators, so I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get Eugene's name right, but Eugene Brusso, Louis St. Amour, and George Mead be appointed as water operators at a rate of $17.40 per hour for a term ending 6/30. And as the water clerk, again, I support and propose that Isla Mead be appointed water clerk at an hourly rate of $16.34 per hour for 104 hours, not to exceed $700 for a term, $700 for a term, again, expiring or ending on 6/30/12. Again, my thoughts on this team is, the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whenever I can get in the door here, I've had some time to sit with this team, and I'm sure Todd will second, at least I hope he will, that they're a good team, and I think this is we're bringing it really well. That's just my thought. So that's what I propose. Do I have a motion? Or is there any questions actually for discussion? Bob, any thoughts?
We're gonna continue to have the 3 water operators.
So that's actually a great segue. So this is part of the understanding what everybody's doing in town, define their tasks, where can we drive efficiency? So that's a perfect question. We'll work with George and his team and get an answer. Mr. Joe? Any questions?
I'm on board with it.
Mr. Todd?
I'm on board.
All right, so do I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second
Councilman Myers,
Yes.
Councilman Juzinski,
Yes.
Councilman Esposito,
it. Yes.
Councilman Edwards,
Yes.
Supervisor Joyce.
Yes. Rebecca Swinger be appointed to the position of part-time cleaner at a rate of $11.69 per hour, not to exceed 4 hours per week, nor to exceed $1,215.76 for term ending 6/30/12. And then the maintenance worker, again, I propose and support Mr. George Meade to be appointed to the position of part-time custodian at a rate of $17.13 per hour through 6/30/12. I'm just kind of comparing. Bob, any thoughts? Mr. Joe? Mr. Lou? Mr. Todd? Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Councilman Myers,
Yes.
Councilman Juzinski,
Yes.
Councilman Esposito,
Yes.
Councilman Edwards, Supervisor Joyce.
Yes. All right, we're gonna be going through individual resolutions here, folks, so bear with us and be patient. Planning board appointment. I propose and I support Ms. Tricia Bishop to be appointed to the planning board for a term to expire on 12/31/2018. In my time of meeting and knowing Pat, she's probably one of the smarter people I know, very sharp. Again, I have her resume. If I probably should print it out and share it with you, or should have shared it. But I think a lot of us know Pat already. Again, a person we'd like to lean on for advice and thoughts, and again, one of the more sharper people that I've met. So that's my proposal. Again, I propose and support Pat Bishop. Bob, any thoughts? Mr. Joe?
That is my full support.
Mr. Lou?
No problem.
Mr. Todd?
I think it's a travesty to lose Doug Thorpe, a 9-year member of the planning board, who's only missed one meeting in 9 years. And I don't think there's anybody more knowledgeable than him. So I would not support not reappointing Doug to his term, which is ending, has ended as of the end of last year. I would be in support of reappointing Doug to the position.
So I do want to take a second to acknowledge Doug Thorpe. It was,
You can look at me when you say it.
I'm thinking Doug.
No, look at me when you're acknowledging me. Don't look down,
All right.
okay?
So it was with,
No, I'm here.
I'm listening.
I'm here.
I am.
Look, talk to me, all right?
Well, what I was hoping, Doug, is that I wanted to get Pat on board, but I still wanted to support you.
Well, okay. You never called me. I've served this town a long time, okay, in different areas. And I volunteered throughout my time in this town. I know it's not my position to talk right now, but at least you could have done was call me. All of you guys could have called me, okay? So you stuck it to me. So that's how I feel, okay? I've done a lot of good things for this town. Whenever this town needed me, I was here. Okay? And that's the bottom line. And I feel, very hurt. It's a political appointment. And that's the bottom line. And I'm not political. I never was in this town, and I never will be. Okay? Pat is a good person. She did serve on the planning board. I was appointed in '09. No, excuse me, I was appointed in '99. And I did miss one meeting in September of '01. I know the zoning law more than anybody on that town board, on that planning board. So, that's what I have to say. Okay? I don't think it was fair. You should have called me. Or at least give me a chance to interview. That's all I have to say. I'm a member of this town, and I'm not a political person.
I don't want to get into a back and forth, Doug. I'm actually, was very sensitive to this. And I'm actually hoping that I can, again, ask for your service. Somewhere, when we get to the special committees, there's places I want to ask you to help. There's a lot of things I propose and I support that, again, I want to use you. Not to use you, I'm just kind of stumbling on a word here, but I'm saying that, yes, I do support you. I want to.
You don't support me.
All right.
There are positions in this town that people do not live in this town. I'm a longtime member of this community. Okay? So, you're losing a valuable person in this town. I have knowledge of history, of projects, of everything. It's going to be gone.
I hope not. I hope not. And I apologize, I should have called you. I just didn't. There's a lot to do. I wasn't allowed into this office till after December. But either way,
You
I'm not gonna get
didn't
into
need to
back
be
and
in this
forth.
office to call me, Mike.
Right, I understand.
You could have called me at any time. Any time. Any of you could have called me. What you're doing is not right. What you're doing is a political appointment. Okay? And that's the bottom line. And that's how I feel about it. Okay?
Doug has raised something that I wasn't aware of. Was this person that you're proposing for this position in any way
The
involved
person?
in your campaign?
The person?
The person that you're proposing for this position, was she
This
in any way
Pat Bishop.
involved with your campaign at all? Oh yeah, Doug just brought up the point, that's all. I was talking to Mike.
She helped? Yeah. But she served on the board before?
She contributed monies to your campaign?
Yeah, $10 million.
That was a fair question.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
We're in discussion right
Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry for interruption. Go ahead. You have more thoughts on?
now. Just a question, I just asked you a question, I don't think I got an answer.
You're right, you didn't. But it's public record. I'm sure you can go look it up.
So why you can't you answer it? Just a simple question.
Did she give me money directly? No.
For your campaign money? I mean, is that your resident that's made a statement that you're doing so, making,
It's not a political statement. She's a very qualified person. She's more than qualified.
not questioning her qualifications, I asked her what her involvement was with you. You have a distributed literature I actually have here that says that you will make sure that there's no conflicts of interest in this town. And that the mere appearance of conflicts of interest are more damaging than actual conflicts of interest. And now all of a sudden, it seems like there's a conflict of interest, so I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what's going on here, because no one's talked to me about anything. You all seem to have had a lot of communication amongst yourselves about all this, but everything here is new to me, and I'm just trying to do my job as a council person
Well, I
for
told
the
you,
residents.
I told
I'm not
you
done
that.
talking.
I understand.
I'm not done talking. I'm just trying to do my job here of digesting everything that's before me tonight
Mhm.
and making a thoughtful and objective decision on things. questions.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just asking some fair questions based on comments that were raised by a resident. That's all.
Okay.
So you're not gonna answer the question, I guess.
What was the question again?
I guess we're looking to get, I was just looking to get some clarification of your involvement with this person that you're looking to appoint to this position.
My involvement?
Yes.
I have no involvement with Pat Bishop. She's a qualified person. And if you have a question on her qualifications, raise them.
Out of all of you, I have more credible knowledge of Pat Bishop's abilities on the planning board and what she, her pros and cons than anybody. I served for, how many years it was? 5 maybe? I think I was on a little bit before you. I was on the planning board for 7.5 years. Much more credible opinion on this than any of you.